Hello, my name is Jimmy Advertisements. My family invented advertisements, and I am here to advertise for Surfshark, who has been very helpful to me personally recently, because I do not want to be found. I do not want people finding my data. I do not want them knowing where I am, what I'm looking at, who I am. None of that. So, Surfshark is very helpful because it keeps people from doing that. Because it is a VPN service you can use to hide your data from those malicious actors. It also comes with a very handy antivirus software so that you can stop your computer from getting a cold or something. I don't understand computers. I've also recently found it very, very helpful that I can transport myself to a different land. I could go to Paris, France, and I can watch French Netflix and watch Lupin on Netflix in the original language as if I was in France and not my second cousin's garage. Now, it sounds like a service you could use, and who couldn't? You could go to surfshark.com/4starbento and put in the code 4starbento, and that would get you 4 extra months. That is 4 extra months of effective hiding from Big Tony and Tiny Tim. Now, the thing you need to understand about Tiny Tim is he's not tiny. He's not tiny. He's a very big man who is able to break legs like toothpicks, and I like my legs. So thank you, Surfshark, for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it, because I need the money. I need the money so bad. Thank you, Surfshark. Thank you so much. Alright, here's the video.
We open at night, overseeing the rolling grassy hills of greener pastures. A gentle breeze blows through the trees and the grass, carrying with it sounds of flutes, drums, and various stringed instruments. The Fawn I throw a party for basically any reason.
It's our culture.
Birthdays, weddings,
Harvest seasons.
harvest festivals, seasonal changes, any excuse. But today, they're celebrating a very special occasion in honor of the rite of passage for a young Fawn man. And could you introduce your character?
Oh, I am Karnacus Freehorn, though my friends call me Karna, and since my world is full of friends, everybody calls me Karna.
Well, speaking of friends, you are surrounded by friends right now and family, people just raising voices out in revelry because you are becoming a man and you're about to go out on your first adventure into the real world.
I'm very excited. I mean, I love to party. I love hanging out with everybody. All of the delicious wines, the wonderful food prepared by everybody. Of course, the lavish orgies. We're a race that has to track our lineage by our mothers. That's how, you know.
Yeah, the Fawn I fuck so much that the only, definite connection you have is the person who gave birth to you.
Yeah, and the only one that I refer to as my father is the one that, you know, they're coupled. They have a bonded relationship, you know, they support each other, they love each other.
Yeah.
He is ultimately my father, even if he might not be biologically.
And you know what, that's beautiful. Family comes in all shapes and sizes, and in Fawn I, it comes in so many.
Yeah, so many, so many. They come everywhere.
What are you doing at this party, do you think? Like, how do you celebrate?
Honestly, I would, partake in all of the lavish festivities, the joys of the flesh, the bountiful spring of wines from our rolling vineyard fields. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'd probably find myself feeling a little nervous, going out into the world. I'm a ripe 50 years old, just a young lad. So I'm, probably going to spend a little bit of time on a rolling hilltop, just kind of staring off at the port that I'll be sailing from tomorrow.
As you gaze off wistfully, one of your relatives comes to speak on your behalf and toast to you. Who do you think that would be?
Well, there are a couple of people that might come to check on me. If they aren't too inebriated, my uncle might. He's definitely the type that likes to, go abroad more often than anyone else. My father might come check on me. Possibly my mother, though she loves her drink and really enjoys the party. So it could be any of them, but of those that could handle their drink the most, it would probably be my uncle, who is, honestly, funnily enough, a paternal uncle.
Uncle Fergus?
Yeah, Uncle Fergus, who, the black sheep of the family, quite literally.
Literally, yeah.
Uncle Fergus has always been kind of like a wild card. He loves imbibing on exotic intoxicants, and he loves adventure. Like, he goes to the mainland a lot.
Yeah. Uncle Fergus is well-lived and loves to talk about how well-lived he is. At this point, he's a little bit fatter than he used to be. You know, he lived a lot of life already, and he's ready to settle down.
Yeah.
Karna, my boy, my brother's boy, maybe my boy. I don't know.
Sometimes it feels that way, Unc.
Yeah, it might be that way.
Could be.
So what are you doing? Why aren't you at the party?
I don't know. I feel like I just needed to think for a second. What did you do the night before you left?
Oh, you know, I drank, I ate,
Check.
I rutted,
Check.
I rutted some more.
Check again.
I drank some more, rutted again. Had a lot of fun.
Like, were you nervous?
Well, you know, you're a good old uncle. He doesn't. Yes, I was incredibly nervous. I was doing a lot of things to keep my mind off.
I tried a lot of that. I don't know. I've been to the mainland with you and Dad before, but going alone feels different.
Well, look, if you're ever in a tight spot, I have some solid advice for you.
Okay.
Firstly, if you see grass that's in front of somebody's house, don't eat that grass. They don't like it when you eat it. I learned that the hard way. If it's in a field or something, go nuts.
That must have been a rough night. I don't think I've eaten grass since I was...
When you don't have money, you resort to the old ways.
Money.
Yes, but here's the thing. If you're hungry and you don't have any money, just go up, knock on the person with grass's door, and just say, for only 3 bits, I will take care of your overgrown grass problem.
Okay.
And then you eat all the grass. You have to eat all of it. They want you to get all of it.
Okay.
And then they pay you for it.
Oh.
So you can get paid to have a kind of shitty meal.
I never really thought about
It's a wonderful scam.
paying for...
It's a great scam because it's like mutually beneficial. So I guess at that point, it's not much of a scam as much as just a job.
I know when you and Dad go now, you go to, trade and sell stuff. How did you learn that?
Well, I made a few mistakes. I kind of lost everything I owned at one point in a bad bet. A few bad bets, a series of very poor decisions, and gambling. So don't gamble unless you're good at it. That's another piece of sagely uncle advice for you.
I'll have to learn if I'm good at it.
Yeah, so I guess you have to gamble a little bit to find
Yeah.
out if you're good at it.
Okay, so gamble a little.
Gamble a little.
A little.
But if you turn out to be bad at gambling, don't.
Okay.
And if you get a taste for it, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, if I get a taste for it, then I enjoy it. Then I'm doing something I enjoy. Okay.
That is true, and that, and that is what the Great Shepherd would want for you.
Thanks, Uncle Fergus. This feels a lot better already.
I'm glad I could help. I never quite know how I help, but I'm glad that eventually I do.
Well, I think I'll go rut a little more before the morning star hits.
I actually came here because we're about to do a toast for you.
Oh.
I know we already started all the rutting and the drinking and the eating, but we gotta do a toast as well. We gotta remind people why we're celebrating.
Oh, sure.
They will forget.
Right.
So,
I hop up off my haunches and kind of take his hand.
everyone! My good old nephew here, Karnacus, he's going to become a man even more very soon. He's going to go on his rite of passage, his great walkabout, and who knows when he'll be back. And so we celebrate, we drink, we rut, and we raise our flagons for good old Karna.
Thank you all. I'll make you proud, and I'll be back with a story to tell.
Sorry, I already drank. I didn't know you also wanted to say something.
I didn't know if I was supposed to, but it felt right.
You know, you did great.
Thank you.
And everyone cheers, everyone laughs, everyone imbibes. And what do you do with the rest of your night?
I rut.
All right.
Yeah. Get a nice ball and just like kind of roll around.
Why don't you do a roll, just a normal like D20 roll, and we'll just see how you feel the next morning.
Let's see how much I had to drink or how itchy my crotch is. That's a 5.
You are so hungover, you can't pee right. It's bad. You feel very bad.
It's at an angle.
And you have to wake up early to get to the ferry.
Okay.
To the mainland.
Okay.
Karnacus! Karnacus! Time to go, boy!
Okay.
Your great adventure awaits! Yeah, I did that too my first day.
Okay.
Let's get you to that ferry, boy.
Okay.
Have you already packed?
Fuck!
Roll to see how well you pack.
Try it again. Oh, it's a 10.
Okay, you know what? You have the essentials.
I thought ahead.
You have the essentials. You definitely don't bring any of the money that that Uncle Fergus set aside. Like he set aside some money
that the family and like there's like a nice bag of like these are goods that you can like take with you that the whole
and you left all of that on your nightstand.
And just leave it there.
So they're gonna come back later and be like, "Oh, Karna, no!"
Just running there with like my bag, shit like half falling out. I'm going on an adventure.
Is there anything you think Karna would want to stop and explore? Like, Tradesman's Saddle is just a nice little farming town. It's new to you, because it's a town full of mostly humans. The buildings are so big.
Well, I'd probably be doing what I normally do. I'd just be wandering down anybody I pass on the road. I would be making, like, trying to make friends, make friendly conversation. Honestly, I would not hide from people unless they actively look militant. Coming into a farming community, I would try to be very friendly to the farmers and stuff like that because I have no resources and they have some.
These folks, they live so close to Greener Pastures. They are used to fauna traveling through here, and they're actually very gracious to you. Like they offer you food.
Do they believe we're like good luck?
They just know you guys as friendly folks who'd like just pass through sometimes and always show people kindness and sometimes a good time. You see maybe some like
a couple of farmers hiding their daughters a little bit more.
Some are hiding their daughters, but still being very polite.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Get inside.
and some maybe of the 20-ish-year-old women are sort of like eyeing you a little bit. Do you want to roll an insight check to see if you pick up on that?
Well, I mean, I can roll to pick up on that, or I can roll to pick up on them. That's a nat 20.
Then you know when someone is looking to run.
Yeah, I am well aware. I have a keen sense for these things.
Do you want to talk to any of them?
I will absolutely talk to them.
Okay.
I will talk to as many of them as are down to talk.
There are two young women in front of you right now. And one's a blonde, one's a brunette. Both kind of tanned. They're farmers. Like, do you want to talk to a specific one of them, or just both of them?
Oh, I would talk to both of them. He's just having a good time, chatting them up. And if nobody's there to stop him, he'd just keep chatting, having a good time, seeing if they want to go like grab a drink, see what they do for fun. Like that's what he'd ask. What do you guys do for fun around here?
One of them just sort of giggles, is like, well, I work at the tavern. We don't have much time for much. Sometimes me and Clarice here. I'm Annabeth, by the way.
Annabeth, Clarice, lovely to meet you.
We like to sit outside and knit a bit, just for fun.
Oh, what do you knit?
Oh, we're not very good at it right now. Just some blankets at the moment, because they're squares. They're easy.
Oh, you're bound to be better than me. I only have a few skills, and they're bit more delicate in nature.
Roll charm.
That's a 19.
Okay, well, they pick up what you're putting down and they seem into it.
All right, well, I play out that course of events to its natural conclusion, probably somewhere in a nice sunny glade, just a lovely outdoor roll in the hay.
Okay.
With my two new friends.
Gotcha.
Out of curiosity, did it go well enough that they ended up leaving me with something that they knitted? Like, do I have a keepsake from them?
Clarice, who didn't speak up about the knitting much, is maybe a little more advanced than Annabeth, and did make this little piece of clothing.
It's just a nice travel cloak, hempen travel cloak.
I guess you might want to find a place to sleep at Tradesman's Saddle.
I probably honestly, they said Annabeth said that she worked at the tavern. I would probably see if they have like a little inn or like a cot there that I could stay in.
Well, you don't have any money right now. But if you do some work, I bet I could convince the owner to give you just a cot to sleep in.
Oh, gladly. I make my way. I've been told that I need to make as many friends as possible down here. What sort of work would your patron have of me?
Well, the owner is my father, so just be delicate about the times that we've spent together. Humans are a little different about that than your folk.
Okay.
He might get aggressive if you were to bring that up. So just talk about wanting to work hard and have a place to stay, and all will go well.
Can I roll insight for that?
Sure.
18. I pick up on it.
Okay.
That was just for me. I wanted to be like,
You just
gotcha.
Yeah. you just wanted to be able to play the failure if you got it.
Yeah, I like that option.
All right, so she brings you to her father Angus, and he's like a larger man, a bit gruff. He's got like a sort of stubbly orange and grayed beard. He's like,
Hello, sir. I'm traveling through your fine town, and I'm looking for shelter for the night, and was wondering if there was maybe any chore or favor you would have of me for maybe a cot for the evening.
why don't you roll a d20 for that?
I will gladly. Fairly persuasive. That's a 15.
That is the exact DC I was thinking. So
Yeah!
all right, you can peel some potatoes, and if you peel some potatoes, you can sleep on a sack of potatoes.
I call that a win.
Do you want to roll to see how well you can peel potatoes?
Oh, let's see how well I peel these damn potatoes. I'm not good with a blade. That's a 5.
So you're taking entire hunks of these potatoes are ending up looking like carrots at the end.
Yeah, they're like just odd shapes.
I'm gonna have Annabeth roll to cover up for you fucking up this, and just because she would try.
Here.
She would try. Let's say. Oh, she rolled a 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Okay. So we're not. You're wasting a lot of potato right now. You are getting the skin off, but we're also losing a lot of the part that's food. Which have you prepared potatoes before in your folkland?
We have them, but I usually eat them whole, or we bake them with the skin on. Usually in a roaring fire.
Sorry, I didn't set the tavern ambiance.
I've never prepared them peeled, so to speak. I'm unfamiliar with the methodology or the need.
Okay, she's gonna try to, because she can't cover up how badly you're doing, she's gonna try to teach you how to peel a potato real quick.
Okay.
Oh, that's an 11.
Are we gonna do like a Patrick Swayze from Ghost?
Sure. It can be a mildly romantic.
Yeah.
So she rolled an 11 for teaching you. So let's see if
how
you can.
adept a student I am.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty good student. That's an 18.
All right. You know what? The ghost thing really worked because that's a language you understand, the language of love. So you pick up pretty quickly, and actually you do well for the rest of the night after some
Odd
choppy
potatoes.
chopping.
We'll just brush those off as weird shaped potatoes.
Yeah.
They're gonna be in a stew anyway.
So you manage to save it, and you have a place to sleep at the end of the night.
All right. Do I get to keep the fucked up potato skins that I made?
I mean, they would just throw them out.
Yeah,
so
there's my
I don't
food.
think they make anything out of
That's
potato
dinner.
skin. Annabeth might see that you're getting. It's like, do you want some salt?
It is the most delicious rock. I partake of my salted, uncooked potato skins, and I sleep on my sack of potatoes.
Sounds good. That's your first 2 days of adventuring so
Successful.
far.
I'm starting to feel. I'm not hungover anymore, and I'm starting to get my footing here. Honestly, this makes sense. I've already had sex with 2 beautiful women. They gave me a present, and I got to eat salt.
Well, then, do you head further south after that?
I continue on my pilgrimage, just trying to figure out what this world has for me.
Do you say anything to Annabeth before you head out that morning?
I would, of course, after waking up, give gracious thanks to her father for the shelter, and delicately kiss her hand and bid her a fond farewell with a wink as I put my cloak on to protect me from the morning sun a little bit, and wander off down the road.
And like you're lucky you're leaving.
Yeah.
After that.
I'll be back eventually. I mean, it was a lovely town.
So you head south. It only takes about halfway to get to Port Tarf, but why don't we roll to see how well that little journey goes?
Less well. That's a 1. So about to have a not great day.
Yeah, people who aren't farmers but do live in Tradesman Saddle decided to follow you out. Seeing a mark, essentially. They eventually, once they're far enough from Tradesman Saddle, confront you.
We'll walk through the glade. Oh, hello, sirs.
Little goat man.
Karnacus Freehorn, though my friends call me Karna, which
Karnacus.
lovely dialect you have there.
Make fun of me?
Wouldn't dream of it.
What do you got?
In regards to...
One of them goes to kick you in the stomach.
Oh,
These are not nice people. Luckily, he rolled an 8. What do you roll?
I rolled a 9.
All right, you managed to avoid that.
Whoa, okay, I can see we're getting off to the wrong foot. There's perhaps we could, have a little dialogue here. We're clearly off to a rough start. Is there anything that I could possibly provide you?
You got any bits?
Only the ones that the Great Shepherd left me.
Okay. Give me that scarf thing.
Oh, this is a gift. I couldn't possibly
Yes,
part
and
with it.
I appreciate your gift.
I see what's happening here, and I feel that perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot, but perhaps... You see that glade back there? The one we just passed through?
Sure.
Well, beyond that glade, there is a tavern where wine does flow, as does the ale. You can make good friends. There's beautiful women and gorgeous beaux. The wine does flow, and there's lots of friends there to make a good time. So perhaps we could wipe off that scowl and put down your
They're
blade.
looking at each other so confused.
Let's go to a tavern, we'll get drunk and get laid just beyond that glade.
Go ahead and roll a straight like charisma thing. We'll just see how it goes.
15. Yes.
You know what? You're 15, I think. They're like, it's pretty catchy. Come with us. And they're going down the same road you are. They want to take you.
Okay. Well, that's it. I travel with my new friends.
I had no idea this was gonna happen.
I fiddle a little more with that song. Just beyond the glade. I think there's something there.
They don't actually talk to you for the rest of the trip.
I'm just kind of talking to the air.
Yeah. They bring you into Port Tarf. They take you into a bustling hub of trade and so many people and buildings even bigger than the ones that were in Tradesman Saddle. And they're made of rock. You're walking on cobblestone for the first time in your life.
I am not going to sneak in this area at all.
No,
Quick clap, quick clap, quick clap.
You've never seen so little greenery and so much stone.
It's like you rent this city straight from the earth.
They lead you through the residential district down to the trade district over here and take you to a little place called the Lucky Break.
Question, am I being human trafficked?
You don't...
I don't know yet, but...
Why don't you roll another check and we'll just see how it goes. A lot of straight checks, but...
It's a 4.
You think you're going to meet some friends and maybe sing a song for
I'm
them.
already making friends, yeah.
They bring you into the Lucky Break and take you through this like sort of like bar area. It's got gambling.
Ooh, I was supposed to try that at some point.
And they tell you to just wait at a table, and they just tell you, don't leave.
Okie dokie.
They do put you at a table. Do you want to? Do you think Karna is gonna try to gamble?
I don't have anything to gamble with, is the issue, I think.
Well, the thing about the Lucky Break is they will front you a little bit.
Ooh, wonderful.
To get you in.
Okay. Being naive, yes, I absolutely will.
Free money?
You'll just let me
and
play?
A chance to win more?
And I can keep what I win. How could I say no?
And the dealer smiles. And what do you think we're playing?
Is this a seedy establishment or is it a reputable gambling establishment?
It is fairly seedy. It's made for like the like dock workers and whatnot to come in after a hard day's work and have their money stolen from them.
Okay, then it's either a you against the house dice game where the house is favored, or it is a card game that they can rig.
Gotcha. I don't think they rig stuff because they don't, because they want to continue to have a business here, and so if they were to rig it and get caught, they'd be run out of town.
Then yeah, I'll play dice with against the house.
Okay, so I think we'll just do like a d20 roll for that, just see how well you do. Like I'll roll like contested roll.
Contested roll. All right, I'll use my good dice. That's a 19.
Well, that beats my 17. So your first hand, you win. And let's say they gave you 5 bits as like a little blind. So you just won 10 bits.
All right.
Gonna keep going?
Absolutely. I'm putting it all on the table. This is fun.
All right, let's roll again.
It's a 20.
That's a 20. I also got a 20, but I think.
Oh.
How do we want to handle that? Because generally that means that you just win. But that's a very.
Do we want to call that a push?
Yeah, like you're gonna check and like it's poker and like.
Let's split the pot, double or nothing. Double or nothing. Let's go.
Okay.
Where the fuck? 19 again. What the fuck is with this dice?
That was a 9, so you currently have. I think that puts you at 40.
I'm at 40.
You have 40 bits.
So like wherever these guys are, like they come back and I'm just like playing and I'm sitting in front of guys, I have money. First round's on me.
I'm gonna reveal the thing that I've been holding back now that you have money. You get a little pouch with Karna's color on it.
Lovely. Look at that. I got cash.
That does nothing for the audience, but I think it's fun for you guys.
It is lovely. That's great.
So they're ready for you. They're like, come on. They do bring their beers with.
All right.
And they bring you upstairs to meet a man of a type you've never seen before. You've probably heard elves be described to you before, but you've never seen one. So this very tall figure with like a weeping willow, like leaves coming down his face from horns that protrude and wrap around his head, green hair flowing down, very well dressed compared to like his goons. They bring you to this man and say, Jack, we got a performer for you for the lucky break.
Hello there, Jack. Karnacus Freehorn, though you can call me Karna.
Jack regards you. You can't see his eyes, but his face is giving you nothing. You can roll an insight check anyway.
I continue smiling. Everybody's my friend. That's a 3. I'm not reading this, dude.
Okay, you can't read a thing from this man. He just regards you.
You are remarkably implacable.
Well?
Performing. I was working on something on the road. Let's see if I ferret it out here. Beyond the glade, there is a tavern where wine and elders flow. There's beautiful girls and beautiful bows. So drop your scowl, drop your blade. Let's go out there, we'll get drunk and get laid. Beyond the glade. Something, it's there. I can feel it just at the very edge of my brain. You want to roll another performance check, see if I get anything out of him? See if he sees the potential in it. It's 15.
Okay. You start in 3 days, have an actual song by then.
3 days, actual song.
And you'll play for my patrons, and you will encourage them to drink, and you will encourage them to gamble, and I will pay you 5 bits a day.
You'll pay me to do this?
Yes.
Sign me up!
There's motions, and then the goons escort you out.
I put my arm around them. Wow, thank you! Not realizing I'm essentially getting a slave labor.
Yeah, he's not paying you well.
I was told that I would have to eat grass to get money. Now I'm being told I get to do what I love.
This is how capitalists exploit artists.
Yep. It's a metaphor, only literal.
Let's roll to see if like Karna works out the song in time.
That's a nat fucking 20 again. This dice killing me here.
That's a nat 20, yeah. All right. Not only do you get that song
Beyond
down,
the Glade is a fucking bop.
people love it. People come to watch you perform, and then they gamble and they drink. You are making the Lucky Break money.
Am I actually seen as a benefit to this place? Like, do they actually appreciate
Very quickly,
me?
if with a nat 20, yeah, like you are a local, like, honestly, your character has now, because of that nat 20, he is going to be known in Port Tarif as a local celebrity.
Excellent.
As Brendan Lee Mulligan likes to say, you honor a nat 20,
Yeah.
and with a nat 20, you're a local, like, celebrity.
That's my toss a coin to your Witcher.
Exactly, yeah, Beyond the Glade is
I'm
gonna
gonna
be...
hate it in 5 years.
Yeah, you're making this place money, and you are getting 5 bits a day. They are letting you sleep under the bar.
Hell yeah, I get shelter.
You wouldn't be able to afford a place to stay.
But eventually,
Yeah, like how long do you think before Karna picks up on the fact that he's
I don't
being
think he'd ever
exploited?
pick up, but I think he has an obligation to his people to continue his, like,
So eventually he's
journey.
gonna decide to move on.
He'd probably make a particular friend one night while drinking. Made enough money.
Like some travelers like, you should come with me. You'll be a big hit. Down south, they'd love you. They love you. I'm like the Emerald Coast, they'd fucking love you there.
Sign me up. Let's go. I've had a great time here. I have made 50 whole bits.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
Here's a 50-bit coin.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Eventually, I just kind of wander off.
Karna's journey is going insanely well.
Exceptionally well for Karna right now, as he travels further down south through the woods again.
On the way south, you run into another band of brigands, but this time it's a little different. There's more of them, and because your trader friend has like a whole wagon full of trade with him, this is a problem. They stop and your friend, who I'm going to name now, is Eugene.
Eugene, my buddy the trader. Don't get attached to Eugene. I get very old.
Hello there. We found some friends on the road. Do you want to roll to see if you understand the vibe of this?
Well, the last ones I ran into, I ended up
became
befriending,
friends,
and
so,
yeah, Oh no, I'm naive as shit. I got a 6. I mean, he might be able to cue me in on it. I was like, oh, don't worry, I know how to handle this. Hello, gentlemen. This one goes out to everybody out there. Okay, they've either these are not a fan of music. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they are straight up threatening you now. However, a woman gets out from the back of the trading wagon. This woman, you maybe saw her a little bit. She was like in a
kind of sticking to herself a bit,
yeah. She's kind of just
giving me the cold shoulder, even
keeping things to herself, not really wanting to spend much time with you or anyone. It seemed. She walks out. It's another elf person, a beautiful elf woman, pastel greenish blue skin, red hair, another crown like Jack's. That man was named Jack of Aces, by the way. That's his.
I would have picked up his name.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Probably not happy with me now.
No, probably not. It's good to keep Jack of Aces in mind. She has a crown of like nice little flowers and leaves in her sort of horn crown, and she approaches brandishing a sword and just glares at these brigands and just. I'm gonna roll intimidation. Let's see how she goes. She rolls a 3. She's a very small, like you're small, and she's bigger than you, but she's still small.
For scale, I'm 4'11". I'm a
she's
satyr,
like
so.
she's like 5'3". She doesn't look particularly tough, so the brigands are just like, all right, take the wagon. And Delamiir, her name's Delamiir. She instantly just jumps into action. Let's see how well she does, because I don't know yet. That's a 17. So she does very well. She brandishes her sword, instantly takes out a couple of those guys as they approach.
I start playing like just a riff for the battle.
To that, you see her just sort of dancing with a blade. She is. As you watch her, it is almost like your music is kind of helping. In a way, she's kind of slashing them to the music. The way she wields
It's one of those
a
things
sword.
that probably to Karna, it's like, where does the music begin and her movement end? Is her movement inspiring the music, or is the music inspiring her movement? And he doesn't know.
And yeah, like who knows really? Like and she just very quickly takes out multiples of those men. And let's have her roll intimidation again and see if they step down. She rolled an 18. I think, yeah, they instantly like, Okay. We misinterpreted the situation. And we apologize. And we will be going?
Question. Do you have any more friends waiting down the road for us?
No.
And my insight, like, just to kind of like read whether he's lying or not, that's a 16.
He wishes he could say yes, but he wishes he could exact revenge, but this is all they have right now.
Okay.
So, can we go? They asked Delamiir that. First, give us all your bets. And they unload their pockets, and she pockets what they got. She's not giving it to you or the tradesman, Eugene. But Eugene's like, oh, Delamiir, thank you so much. That was quite frightening. She wordlessly just gets back into the back of the wagon, and you guys continue on.
I sit on the lip of the wagon and try to converse with her.
Okay.
Delamiir.
She looks at you. She doesn't say anything.
It's a very fittingly elegant name.
Roll charisma for that.
18.
She smirks. You're the singing man.
Just traveling on a pilgrimage, really. I guess I'm a singer, man. I got paid enough for it.
And people, they won't stop singing that damn song.
I know. Oh, I'll probably hate it in a few years.
I hate it now.
I'm sorry. I'll come up with a new one.
But what?
I look into her eyes.
Her like almost like tree sap eyes.
I start like pondering for a moment. The breaking dawn. That's what your eyes remind me of.
And she doesn't seem bothered by it. She also doesn't want to give you too much attention, I don't think.
Your movements out there, they almost guided my hand on my instrument. They were fierce, cunning.
The vague instrument we don't want to name right now.
My vague stringed instrument.
My tiny guitar.
My little baby guitar. I could hardly tell where your movements began and my music began.
So, a bunch of armed men approach you on the road, and you sing them a song.
Would you be surprised to hear that worked out really well once?
Well, as you've no doubt seen here, that won't always be the case.
Oh yes, I'm very glad that you were around.
But what if I wasn't?
I suppose...
You die?
I guess so. Where did you learn to wield a sword?
I taught myself, really. I make swords, and I practice with them a lot, and...
can we say that I picked up one of the swords that one of the ones that she dispatched?
Sure, why not?
I'm obviously kind of holding it really awkwardly, have no idea how to balance a blade. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Let's put the sword down when we're in a moving vehicle.
Good idea. I just kind of drop it.
First thing you need to know, it's a weapon. It's made to hurt people. You need to treat it with respect.
It's a good starting point.
So you guys have connected over this let's say day-long trip. At one point, Eugene needs to stop to piss or something, and so you have some time outside the wagon. And she seems to not mind spending time with you, which is a change in attitude from how she was acting before. Eventually, you guys get to the Emerald Coast, which is her home and the home of Eugene, the tradesman. Turns out she was partially there because he brings in some of the metal that she uses to smelt and make weapons and all sorts of things with metal. She's known as a songsmith. Elves have a communal ability with nature that they just sort of understand it intuitively, and that includes elements like metal.
Right.
So she's able to sort of communicate with the metal, not necessarily by actually singing. Some people sing. She does kind of hum to the metal as she works with it and just sort of is able to literally imbue it with a personality, essentially.
I'm quite taken by this person, so I'd probably be hanging out outside of their shop quite often.
And she doesn't seem to mind, like she doesn't always talk, but she always listens.
Whenever she's humming, I would try to like play along to whatever she's humming. Beautiful tune. Where have you heard that one?
From the metal. I'm singing with the metal. Sort of, everything on the planet has a tune of some sort, and if you can harmonize with it, you can do all sorts of things.
Harmonize with nature. You know, you're beautifully poetic for how stoic you act.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So I'd probably try to make myself useful, like, you know, helping her, like, schlep metal in turn, like, she'd teach me, you know, to defend myself, and...
You made me learn what the tools are. She, like, says this, you know, tongs, you know, like you hand stuff off to her.
And then I'd, you know, eventually, like, continue on my journey.
Before you move on, she does, like, actually teach you how to use weaponry.
I'm proficient with simple weaponry.
Yeah, and honestly, like, right here is maybe where we want to move on to some character generation.
That makes sense to me. We've been going for...
After this, you know, meeting with Delamiir, Karna lives Karna has adventures for another, like, 60 years.
Yeah, I travel down the coast, around the perimeter of the island, through the thickets of the forest for a bit. I get to know the land and its people. I travel with various people, many of which will probably be heard about in various side conversations throughout the main campaign, but they are not worth mentioning here.
What is worth mentioning is after about 60 years, things around the Port Tarif area start to get a lot more politically dicey. The Pontificate of Bastion, the religious major government body of the archipelago, starts encroaching on independent territory, and a lot of citizens have a problem with that and take up arms, and that includes Karna's friend Delamiir.
Yeah, one thing I probably would have picked up on humans in this time is that since their lives are so significantly short compared to the lives of Fey folk, they tend to be overly ambitious with those lives, including, you know, what they hold dominion over and what they need to do with those lives to make them feel full. Mm-hmm. And so I guess eventually I would travel back down to the Emerald Coast to where I first met Delamiir and find this place changed.
Yeah. Right now, the Emerald Coast hasn't been taken yet. There are red and gold tents starting to form to the south of the Emerald Coast, but there has not been an attack on the Emerald Coast yet, because they know that honestly, Delamiir's there. That's a big deal, and like there's a lot of people like Delamiir who are like not, you know, just trained by a military, but they're hardy people.
Yeah, and they have their own way of life that they don't want to change for the sake of somebody else's religion.
Yes.
Ultimately, at this point in time, I mean, Karna's dealt with a few hardships on his journey. Ultimately, like, you know, traveling back around Tradesman's saddle. Tradesman's saddle, he would have noticed that the two lovely young women that he met the first time there, very much at the end of their lifespan, possibly even dead.
One of them died around 40. So like you never really got a chance to see them again.
And that's just an unfortunate reality that kind of like dawns on him as he travels, is that while this really was almost, these 60 years was probably like the equivalent of me, like if somebody wanted to take like a 2-year trip around Europe. Mm-hmm. That's what it was to him, but to them it was their whole life.
Now as you make your way to the Emerald Coast, things have changed. Things are not as hospitable as they used to be. Does he look for Delamiir?
Yeah, I mean, with kind of like growing concern as he notices that this is kind of like the encroachment area and how stubborn she is, he knows that she would not, like, she would absolutely fight for the land, and he has a relationship with her that is different from any tryst that he has. Like, there is a genuine fondness for her that has inspired many other songs.
Well, and she also, like, she's one of the only people who can, like, she'll live longer than you.
Yeah,
So, like, she hasn't changed as much as everyone else.
Yeah, so there's that, like, level of relation to it, too.
When you find Delamiir, you find that she is, you know, in charge. She is leading a rebellion right now.
Sounds about right. Wander in off the road, kind of like take the hood off his cloak.
Her expression softens when she sees Karna, and she, like, she looked very stressed out, and like that stress melted for a moment, and then came back as she realized you're here while things are getting very bad.
Delamiir, I saw what was happening up and down the coast, and I heard news that I needed to know that you were still here.
I'm here. We're all here. Look, I've lived my whole life here. I've watched my friends and family live and die here. I've outlived most of the people I grew up with, but this is what I have. So I'm fighting for it. If you're here to convince me not to, I'm not going to leave.
I know too damn well to even try. So I came to offer you another blade. What little blade I have to offer, at least.
Could I convince you to just move on?
I'm not going to leave you in this situation. I know it's been a few years, but any of my new songs hit around here?
Ugh, yes. I'm sick of all of them.
Even Breaking Dawn, really?
I have a soft spot for that one.
I figured. I thought so.
You know, if we win, you get to write a song about this one, and I'll get sick of that one too.
I will make sure it is the most sickening one you ever hear.
Good. So this conversation's been happening sort of like in her home. Suddenly you hear screams from outside. Before you even register that you heard a scream, she's already moving and out the door.
Well, then I'm running directly behind her. My lute or whatever is just kind of like hanging at a sling by my back, and I'm just fumbling for my sword, just kind of like reaching to hold at it, like not pulling it out yet, but...
As soon as she opens the door, you see red light coming from outdoors, and you hear crackling and shouting.
They organized a raiding party. Whatever command she would give me, I have no context of how, like, what I would need, like, what I should do in this situation. Karna, being a very laid-back person in general, looks to Delamiir specifically for, like, tell me what to do and I will do it.
Stay behind me. We're moving. And she just moves directly towards where she sees the fires at. Roll for initiative.
All right. Oh, shit. I follow her directly into battle. By the way, all the character sheet stuff we just did, I'm effectively a level 1 bard without magic right now for the purpose of this story. So, with my dexterity, that's a 15.
Delamiir's in front of you. You're directly behind her, and you see 3 enemy soldiers surrounding 2 of her allies, essentially ready to skewer them. They're ready to fight, but like they don't have much of a chance with 3 people with superior weaponry in front of them.
All right, well, the first thing I'm going to do, while I'm kind of like drawing my sword...
Sorry, important context. To their back is a burning building. Like they are that kind of corner.
Gotcha. So I guess what I'm going to do first is, while I kind of get like a handle on my sword, I'm going to use the instruments the Great Shepherd has given me, and I'm going to give them a ram. My ram horns give me a D6 sort of unarmed attack as I am running in 17 to hit.
Okay, the 17 definitely hits.
Ram does 6 points of damage.
Well, that guy, you hurt that guy pretty badly.
Yeah, I just ram him like square in like the small of the back, kind of like, herniated disc or something. Yeah. And then I pull my sword.
And you've caught all of their attention now, so...
I was like, this might be like one of the first violent acts I've ever done, so...
Yeah, like true acts of violence, because what choice do you have, right?
Cower! You face Karna.
You hear Delamiir just start, Karna! It's like she doesn't want you going ahead of her.
Sorry, adrenaline!
And next on the board is actually your ally, who is going to follow your lead. Like as they turn to face you, the one who was just harmed, they're going to make their own attack. Let's see how it goes. They take that guy out. They stab that guy straight through the back. Like,
I imagine that these are like
taking advantage.
Farm-like folk, like they're using very rudimentary weapons like spears and stuff.
Well, luckily they have Delamiir.
That's true.
So while they're underarmed, the people who have weapons have good weapons.
Okay, so she's been preparing for this situation for a bit, even if they've been caught off guard here.
Yeah, absolutely. That guy's down. Like they took that guy out.
Excellent. All right, good. One down.
Pretty handily. Next is Delamiir, who's going to just jump in and help you out. She's going to see if she can do something to another guy who's looking like he's going to hit you. Well, she can. She can do it. Absolutely. So she unfortunately only manages to graze the guy though. So she just sort of flourishes and manages to prevent him from doing harm to you, but doesn't manage to do much damage. So next is one of the enemies, and he's going to, even he goes for the easier target, odds he goes for the harder target to take her out. All right, he's going to go for Delamiir. Let's see how he does. He fails entirely to hit her. He can't do shit.
Just dodges out of the way gracefully.
She grazes him, but he goes for her, and she's just like, nope. Next is the other enemy, who is going to go for you.
Well, that's rude. I'd rather he didn't.
Oh! Okay. He hit a nat 20.
Well, that definitely hits me.
He could go twice, I guess.
And then that gonna hurt.
Okay, well, the first one is 8 damage.
All right, he needs to roll a 2 or higher, and I'm down.
Yeah, all right. Here goes the next one. He got a 1.
I'm up.
You're still up.
So I take like an absolute thrashing. Like where do I get stabbed and how badly, or what weapon is he using?
He's got a basic sword.
Okay.
And yeah, I think he just a big old slash just right across your chest. Just fucking it hurts. So it's gonna be rough from here on out.
Like the pain, like the only thing that I'm conscious is the fact that I'm shocked by how fucking much this hurts!
Yeah, and Delamiir is very distracted now by the fact that you have gotten hurt that badly.
I look down like shocked, like is that mine?
Next is going to be your other ally, who's gonna roll to attack the one who just slashed you.
Thank you. I mean, he's the only one left, so...
And they fail to hit.
That's really unfortunate.
So, next is your turn. We're back to you.
I feel my heart beats over my entire body as my entire torso is kind of racking with pain. And just instinctually, I thrust out with my sword as if just trying to remember what training I had been given by Delamiir.
The guy who just attacked you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That is a 18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay. And then it's going to be 5 damage as I stab him back.
He's hurt. He's not, close to being down, but he's hurt.
Unconscious stupor, I think my magic might manifest as I look to Delamiir. I got him because you make it look so easy. And I give her bardic inspiration, kind of unconsciously, but she has a d6 that she can add to her next attack roll.
Okay. Next is your ally who felled the first one. They're gonna take another swing at the guy who attacked you now, because that guy's distracted. This guy takes his openings.
He's smart.
Yeah, he fails though. He fails to hit.
He's proficient, but he's not a warrior.
Yeah. Next is Delamiir, who is completely forgetting about the other guy and is going for the guy who attacked you now. That will trigger an attack of opportunity. Let's see. But he don't make it. She avoids another hit.
She's so fucking cool.
She's so fucking cool. But unfortunately, she fails to hit the guy.
Does she add the d6?
Oh, actually,
the attack?
Let's add the d6 because she just rolled a 6. So she gets another 6. She will meet the AC. She got 5.
Fuck.
It was close. It was really close. You see from behind yourself and Delamiir, heading up behind his men, is a man who looks far more formidable than any of the enemies you're facing right now.
I point. Look out!
So he's just approaching. He's not in range yet, but next turn he'll be in range.
Gotcha.
But now it's the next enemy who is gonna go for you again.
No doubt. I'm kind of on my last hoof.
Whoa! God, why? Why him? He got a nat 20 again.
You know, that's fine.
This one guy is fucking.
You
he's
know
your
what?
nemesis.
It makes sense. I am in a stupor. I just barely able to stab a guy, and then I got distracted by another guy. I'm pointing over there. I'm gonna get stabbed in the fucking ribs.
He does only do 2 damage, so he's not like downing you by a lot.
Well, at least he rolled shit.
Yeah.
Look out!
Yeah. Unfortunately, while you were warning her of something else, what she notices is that a guy has stabbed you and you have fallen down.
So, yeah, I'm just on the ground, like, edge of consciousness, witnessing what's happening.
Yeah, Delamir's gonna get up right up on that guy who just stabbed you and roll to hit him. She succeeds, and she actually has an ability that allows her to attack somebody and then attack someone else within like 15 feet. So she, let's see.
Stabs and then dances over.
She just makes the AC, she gets 12. So she cuts off that guy's head and then throws her sword like a boomerang and hits the other guy and kills the other guy as well and brings it back to her. So the other 2 enemies are down. Delamiir is so fucking cool.
I'm just mesmerized. Like, I don't feel pain anymore. If anything, I'm starting to feel really warm.
Yeah, a little tingly.
Yeah, I'm just in this very dreamlike state where I'm like, oh, this is going to make an amazing song.
But unfortunately, because she was so distracted by that guy harming you, she did not notice the captain coming up right behind her. So, you know, a bunch of armor, like very recognizable to you. But what's most distinctive that sets him apart from most of the other soldiers is his helmet, which completely, like, you can't see his face, but you can see this sort of like face guard that is like a bunch of vines forming to create an angry bearded man's face. It definitely distinguishes him from the other soldiers who have more generic helmets. And from inside there, you can't see his face, but you can see just glowing yellow pupils.
Glowing yellow eyes.
You feel like the thrum of like some sort of magic off of this guy. But it's very distinct magic. It's not of the same type as most of the magic you've encountered.
So it's an unnatural sort of magic to me.
Not unnatural, just a different kind of nature, different type. So let's see if he can, what he does. Okay, he just barely manages to hit Delamir's AC. Let's see. Well, you know, let's do a roll 20 to like speed through this. Okay, he damages her pretty well. Shit. She's not down, but she's very hurt.
Yeah, this guy is a threat. Massive threat.
Let's have you roll one more time to see if you can remain conscious after this.
These are essentially death saving throws, but with a
without
stay
the
conscious, stay conscious mechanic to it.
Yeah.
With my Constitution 16.
16. All right, you remain conscious, so you get to see how this ends. Oh.
Just like slowly reaching out to Delamiir as she's fighting this monster.
You see her, she's just a fucking whirlwind of like, it's one sword, but it feels like 2 with the way she's
clashing
moving.
the blade all over him, dancing around him, but
every once in a while she throws it and it comes back to her.
But he doesn't have like a single space that's like vulnerable.
Yeah, well, and he's fairly fast for a man who's so big. He manages to get one good slash on her again, and she's down. Like, Delamiir is a badass, but she's not a soldier.
I start, like, just trying to, like, feebly crawl, but, like, my body can't manage towards her.
Yeah. As you crawl, let's say, just for drama's sake, it starts to rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you move towards her, but he just picks up her body and slings over his shoulder and walks into the rain, taking it with you.
Can I dramatically grab at the heel of his boot?
Okay, yeah, you manage to grab him, and he stops, and he turns to regard you.
Yeah, let her go.
He just sits there for a second. He doesn't do anything.
I pull as hard as I can on the heel.
You can't pull that hard though. So
I know.
He shakes you away and moves on.
And as I lose consciousness, that's what I see. Does he do anything on his way out? Is her sword anywhere?
She tried to defend herself, but as she did, he managed to just slice straight through it.
He shattered the thing.
He just went straight through it. It shattered into a few pieces. You don't know how many, but it's just on the ground. He leaves it there. Like her sword was named Sunder, and he.
Ironic.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, as I fade out, I have found the first person on Earth that I hate.
A little while later, you find yourself awaking in a prison, sort of a makeshift prison. They don't have full-on prisons where they're at yet, but they've. It's sort of a cellar, I think. You're there. A lot of your friends are there. Like a lot of the people that
I'm guessing one of them was who treated my wounds and didn't let me die.
I think they would have treated your wounds because they want to make an example out of you.
Oh, well, fuck. Shit. Okay, well.
As you learn from the others, the more of you that they get to hang, the more of a statement it is about what happens when you stand against the pontificate.
I look to any of the familiar faces nearby. How long have we been here?
4 days. It's about time soon.
Where's Delamiir? Is she... I sit silently and try not to let the worst wash over me.
A few days later, they bring you out to the gallows. Then they start, one by one, just,
Hanging people?
hanging people from a tree. Because they don't have a full-on gallows, but they do have trees. They'll fashion a way to embarrass and kill you, even without their usual tools.
With every thud of a dropped log and another body hanging from a tree, I feel a twang, just something like a guitar string snapping in my throat, in my gut. Maybe my soul. But I can't move. I'm just lost, and Uncle Fergus always said every adventure only has one destination, and that's one that we don't know. And I'm wondering if this is mine.
As more and more of your comrades, people you didn't know very well because you weren't around that much, but you would visit Delamiir sometimes, so you got to know a few of these people.
Yeah, I would have played at their tavern, annoyed the shit out of Delamiir by making my songs too catchy.
Like you see the baker die. You see one of the women who worked at the tavern die. She was fighting too.
In my soul, I'm just praying that, the ones that I don't see had gotten away and were just slaughtered on a field of battle.
Some of the ones you don't see at the gallows are civilians who didn't get out, and they're still here, and they're being made to watch their family and their friends die. You see children crying as they see some of their parents getting hanged. The person in front of you is actually this is mean.
Yeah, we're in a death line, I know.
She's Delamiir's apprentice, smithing apprentice.
Oh, so I would definitely know her.
You know her relatively well, and she just turns to you and says, "It's all right. We did what we could. No one can ask more than that."
She was always proud of the work you did. Shame the world won't be able to see more of it. I say as I just continue to try to fiddle with these cuffs that are just not slipping.
You see tears welling up in her eyes. She's trying to stay strong. She's trying to do what she thinks Delamiir would do, but she doesn't want to die.
I look as that line keeps getting shorter and shorter as the...
Yeah, it's like they've taken out about 8 people now, and you're only a few down the line. Yeah, they just keep reading the exact same crimes over and over again.
At this point, I've already tried to break the cuffs, which... Wait, no, I haven't tried to break them!
That's true, you haven't tried to break them.
Athletics! That is a 13, so...
I would not set the DC to...
Yeah.
I'll let you roll with advantage if you want to try and use your horns to break the cuffs, like specifically.
Alright, I reach my arm up and just try to thrust with my body and pull down with my arms at the same time.
Before you do that, roll to see if they notice you doing this.
That would be sleight of hand or stealth. Which would you prefer?
Let's say sleight of hand.
That's a 23. Where were you last time?
Well, they don't notice that you're doing it.
Alright, so I hook it around like the bottom curl of my horn. 17?
17, okay.
Do I at least loosen something or shake it?
Do you have anything added to?
Actually, plus, since I'm only level 1 at this point, plus 2, 19.
Okay, then yes, I would say that makes the DC for sure. You've broken your chains and nobody's noticed yet.
Okay, so I immediately put my hands back down. I'm trying to think, I'm looking around how many more people are there in front of us before we get to the gallows?
Let's say there's one person behind you, so you are 14 out of 15.
I feel like I'm being timed here. try to figure out something that I can do to potentially help them. Ooh, when I broke that, did I get any like bits of chain? Like, you know, like I assume like I broke the chain itself. Can I maybe slip them a piece of that chain to try to help them pick the lock?
I was actually thinking like there would be like a little bit of chain like stuck on your horn potentially. So if you wanted to like sort of like dip down and
just like act like I'm distracted by something and.
Because your sleight of hand was 23 before, I'll just give that to you.
Okay, cool. So I'm like, take this, try to pick it, and I try to like slide the chain down their like shoulder so that they might be able to catch it.
17, she catches it for sure. She catches it, and also she's a smithing apprentice. She knows how shackles work. So if there's anyone who can
might be able to force that lock. That's my logic there, is that maybe she could get away.
Yeah, let's have her roll with advantage to
as the person in front of me is trying to pick their lock, I'm going to try to get in front of them in line, just like,
Enough of this foolishness! This barbarity! If you're going to hang me, then hang me! Enough of your silly words about your foolish, barbarous god!
I'll have you roll persuasion with advantage for that.
All right, the first one is a 24. I'll go with the 24.
Okay, yeah, 24 will do it. So yeah, they absolutely will move to hang you first. So that means
so I'm distracted.
There are 4 people behind you, I guess, at this point.
And I'm like I'm trying to distract from her, maybe popping that lock. Just like draw as much of a scene, and as I get up on the gallows itself, the reality of it hits me. But I start to just kind of like sing almost like a bit of like a dirge, like a
The lonely lamb she loved to wander, no wonder she wandered so far from home. But she so did love to roam, so she just kept on roaming.
something to kind of like draw more attention towards me, as they're maybe like trying to put the noose around my neck, maybe distract them from the other people in line. Like, I'm not gonna give the guy the pleasure of reading off my crimes. At this point, Delamiir is like kind of like swelling in my heart. And my final note, I just let out a The final note comes out, and then just as the rope connects with my neck, whatever sound comes from that is explosive.
The tree's on fire. Any apostle that was near you at this moment, the ones that are closest to you, literally bleeding from their ears, and maybe just got knocked out entirely. Others are very distracted by this, and are probably disoriented.
As I regain my senses, hopefully the people behind me have taken this opportunity to flee in various directions.
Yeah, no, people scatter immediately.
As the reality of what just happened sets in on me, I take in the field around me, and then I just run in a direction. I run and I run until my legs are burning, and I realize where I ended up. And I see the glint of Delamiir's broken blade. I pick it up, I give one more look over my shoulder at the Emerald Coast, and I run north.
Karna left the Greener Pastures like looking for an adventure, and he had a lot of adventures that were his kind of adventure, but he maybe now realizes that he was living the good life, but the rest of this archipelago, the stuff that he was avoiding this entire time for his own sake, this is what people were putting up with the entire time while he was just living it up, having a good time, because it didn't affect him.
And now it's hard to call it like a mission, but he does want to make the world easier for other people. He doesn't have, like, he's not the type of person that's just going to outright, fight a battle. In his heart, he is a friendly person, but he does want to make the world right for other people.